Hey, welcome back everyone to episode 1 of Let's Play Civilization 4 Celtic Craze as Boudica. If you haven't seen it yet, go back and watch episode 0. That's where I sort of explain things, give an introduction, sort of talk about where we are and what we're going to do. If you haven't, then this might be a little bit abrupt. But I think I'm going to start making the first move and potentially settle a city. So the question I think here is, do I move downwards, uncover this area? Or do I move upwards and uncover the area near the pigs? Now, if I believe I go, is it Alt-X? Yes, Alt-X. I can bring up this dot map, which will tell me sort of where my city's going to go. So if I place it right here, this is where the majority of the tiles are going to go. And I want to uncover the most possible so I can optimize my city placement. Now, if there's good stuff down here, I can potentially move my settler right down here and still get all the good stuff I'm getting right now. So the question is, do I go up this way and uncover more tiles that are currently relevant, or do I go down this way and cover more tiles that might be relevant in the future? Well, I think what I'm going to do, because I think this area probably has a little bit... Actually, no, it doesn't. I was going to go up this way because this area has more production, but I'm thinking that this is actually better because this is a plains hill. Yeah, let's check out... Okay. Spices. This wouldn't be bad. So the question is... You know what, let's... I don't normally do this. Let's move our settler up one turn. Because next turn we can move him right back here and still settle, because the settlers have 2 movement. Let's move him up here and check out the area, and if we think it's better... Yeah, let's do that. Oh. Okay. So that's interesting. That certainly changes things up. Let's... Yeah, you know what? We could place him right here, actually. And if we did that, we'd be able to get the silver. Certainly good. What does this location give us that this location doesn't? Pretty much nothing to speak of. I guess maybe a little more food? It's hard to say. Okay, so the question is... I guess we'd be losing a forest chop if we did this. But we'd be gaining silver mine, which should boost up our research a lot. You know what? I never have problems with research. I'm always really good at researching in Civ4. So, but playing an aggressive Civ, I'm not gonna. I don't know. Let's end the deliberation and just. I could probably like build a viable city down here somewhere and still get the spices. Right? You know what? Let's settle here. This is fine for all intents and purposes. Some incense out there. I mean, we've really got a lot of calendar resources. First city, Big Brock Day, I'm not familiar with. I'm just going to go with the naming convention that Civ5 has and just name the Celtic cities after the major Celtic countries. Fun fact, the actual unit dialogue in this game, and the units actually sort of speak to you when you click on them, is Irish. So I guess that's sort of one of the Irish, Scottish, Welsh, and I believe Breton are the Celtic cultures. So let's go ahead and do that. Now the question is, warrior, worker, monument. Probably not monument. I guess really worker, warrior. There's not a correct answer to that. But I do think... Well, let's take a look at the city. We're going 11 turns. Yeah, you know what? 11 turn growth is probably not worth... It's probably better just get the worker. And since we need to get the nearby text to boost our food output... Yeah, this pig tile will be huge because we scroll over it, it's giving us 2 food, 1 hammer already. Let's turn on the yields to sort of show this. 2 food, 1 hammer already. Let's give us another 3 food with a pasture. So now our question is, do we go for religion or no? And to be honest, I don't think so. I think we need animal husbandry just so we can get those pigs online. So let's go ahead and intern. A lot of good stuff in the general area. And I could Alt-X sort of place a little Celtic. This is kind of Spanish, actually. It's salmon. Not sure if they have the color. Whatever. I could place a little thing here to show where our city is, but I already know the city boundaries, and I don't need it right now. That's a misclick. Whatever. Cancel that movement. So yeah. So scouts in this game move more, but they don't move as fast through rough terrain. They move the same speed as normal units, but they just have more movement to sort of compensate. So I don't want to get too far over in this direction because, again, I kind of need to stick to the area that I am going to be playing with. So let's go ahead and uncover what's over here. Wheat, not bad, especially on a lake, which means irrigated wheat. Alright, still, ooh. So here we have the Civ4 version of Ruins, which is the Goody Hut. The difference is that the Goody Hut can spawn barbarians, and then I think there's also some just statistical differences. 61 gold, not bad. Also, one thing to note is that gold is research is a direct function of gold. You fund your research with this slider here, right? So we're currently putting 100% of our funding right now into research. But it's not like Civ 5 when science just exists independently. There's a much more dynamic play style that's going to be there because you can turn your funding on or off to make more or less money. Right here we've got stone, which is huge for us because it means we could potentially get the Stonehenge faster. So let's investigate this general area to see if Stonehenge is a possibility, if this is a good settlement area. And I'm seeing some jungle, which is pretty terrible. It's not, jungle is not as good as it is in Civ 5. It's pretty awful, actually. Got our border pop, which is good. Borders expand sort of in clusters in this game. And right now we're currently at our, basically at the number of tiles that we can work. And this looks totally fine. I'm okay with that. That looks like good placement to me. Yeah. Let's run around this way. We get a free win against barbarians at this difficulty level, so... By the way, I'm playing on King, if you were wondering, which is the... or no. Prince, I believe. Prince is the Civ 4 equivalent of Civ 5's King, so it's up from where we're neutral, but it's not like Emperor level, I guess. And the reason I'm doing this is because I excel at the Civ 4 economy, but I struggle a little bit more with with falling behind militarily and being attacked. So I'm just under her while sitting. Okay. Hey, what's up, Shaka? Speaking of being attacked. Yeah, he already doesn't like us. He's already -2 with us. Don't even know why they ask you if you want peace, because it's not a big question. I mean, are you gonna say, yeah, no, I totally want to declare war on you? What turn is it? 12? 11? No. And then zone of control is a little bit different in this game, I think. That's because units have 1 movement point, so it's... Yeah, Buddhism's already founded. I probably wouldn't have been able to... That's fine. Shaka near us, that's a big problem. We've probably gotta knock him out early, because Shaka's not that different in Civ 4 like he is in Civ 5. He's really aggressive, and being near him's kind of a pain in the butt. Okay, marble up here. Probably out of our reach for now, but certainly something to consider. Also, another thing is, you saw those animals are sort of early barbarians that, before they want to test you against warriors and spearmen and axemen, they give you lions and panthers and who else? Bears, I think, to fight. And the nice thing about scouts is they get a double combat bonus against the animals. So a scout with a strength of 1, although his strength is much lower right now because he's really badly injured. So let's give him Hills 1. A scout with strength 1 will become strength 2 when fighting animals. So basically the equivalent of a warrior.
Blessed shall be the fruit of thy cattle, the increase of thy kind, and the flocks of thy sheep.
Now, if you're wondering who is doing that voiceover, if you're like, hey, isn't that like Spock? Yeah, it is. You're right about that. Also, another bonus to having animal husbandry is we can find horses. We just like know where they are now. I could... Wait, is polytheism... Has Hinduism already been founded? I think it has. Let's just go, for now, agriculture, so that we can get pottery eventually, we can build farms, we can get this wheat up online. Let's take a look. Rulers overview. Hinduism, yes, somebody's already founded it. So, oh, it was this turn too. I guess I just didn't get the pop-up. Here's a nice thing to know. Here is our military ratio with Shaka. Our army is basically 40% of his, which doesn't matter this early, but it will matter later. I'm planning on playing a pretty militaristic game this time around, so it shouldn't be a major problem, but those numbers are still something to keep in mind, something to watch out for. Next turn we'll have our first worker up, and oh, lions, we might die. Yep, that's a shame. Alright then, well, another thing about animals is they can't enter your borders. They just don't do that. I think now it's time for a warrior, because, because we need some defense and we don't have any exploration. Let's go ahead and just send this guy up here to get a pasture up. And wait for our warrior to come out since our scout died. And now that we're finished building a worker, our city's finally growing. Shaka got a huge score upgrade. I wonder if you get like a free tech or a building a city or something. I certainly hope not. But yeah, one of the things that that this mod does is it actually improves the AI. And I wish there was an equivalent for Civ4. There's not one that I know of. Oh. Okay. So we're up against some pretty good opponents. It's the Inca, Hinokapek. Also, is that a photograph? I can't tell. Interesting. Nonetheless, so yeah. So now we have a very productive food tile already. Dublin's going to grow in 2 turns. Pretty good. And since we're charismatic, we can afford to grow just a little bit more before our people start to get unhappy about it. Sort of what you're used to, I imagine. So let's move him. Now, the funny thing is, if the Inca were any good, then they would just attack me and kill me, since I don't have anyone to defend myself with. But luckily, the AI just doesn't.
Pray that your summers be wet and your winters clear.
All right. So now we have agriculture. So the question is now, where to go? Well, I don't have an answer for that. First off. But it may be worth our time to go ahead and just take one of the religious texts. Try to see if we can get a monotheism. Priesthood, even. Can I go to priesthood from polytheism? I can. But it's quicker from meditation. But I can't go to monotheism from meditation. So let's go polytheism. That's 19 turns, though. Yeah, whatever. This could be a terrible opening move. I'm sure, you know, if it's not completely optimal, I'm only a king level player in this game. Sorry to break it to you. That's just how it is. If you watch D level players, then you're gonna learn more from them. But whatever. I mean, I think this is still gonna be interesting. Oh man, this is a lot of aggressive AIs, and you don't even like me. You don't have any reason to dislike me, but you do, and I'm your worst enemy. Alright, well, hopefully you build a lot of wonders, because you're industrious. But yeah, it's Charles de Gaulle. Alright, let's just make peace. Warrior. Good. I'm probably going to use him to explore a little bit, because I don't know anything about my surroundings. And the question is, what now? I think another warrior is in our best interests, just to fortify up so we can continue exploring without having to worry about it. And as you can see, another nice feature is the French warrior, or the French warriors who are all blonde, look different than the Celtic warriors, which two of them have brown hair, one of them is blonde. You can sort of tell there's a lot of graphical changes. Ethnic units, you could say. And I really like that. I think that sort of adds a lot of flavor to the game. Makes things really unique. Oh, okay, so the Incans are actually the Hindu founders. Alright, so there's tundra up there. Good to keep in mind. Rice, alright. So now, because this is a river tile, we have access to rice because we use this river as a road, essentially. It's just something that you get. It's not like to move your units through, but to connect things by. So we're automatically getting an extra health point, which at this point in the game doesn't matter. This health isn't going to give us anything, I believe. No, it's not. But as our population starts to grow, it will matter. Oh, we have a second source of wine. Didn't notice that. Yeah, so for now, we are pretty much on our own. I'm going to farm this wine tile, though, because until I get calendar, which is a long ways away, it's not going to be that useful to me. So, might as well. Because Dublin's certainly going to be growing. Oh, man. It's going to be an aggressive... There's going to be a lot of war. Hey, Alexander, how's it hanging? Let's see. I would know that I would rather excel others in the knowledge of what is excellent than extend my powers of damage. However, I'm sure I will excel in all of them. What? Alright, whatever. I liked his greeting that the devs gave him better, but whatever. It's fine. New greetings is another part of the Better About AI system, by the way. Some of them are pretty cool. Some of them are a little bit weird. Okay, so out here we have some more stone. Some easier to access stone, perhaps. But stone that's in much worse terrain, by far. Yeah, this is not worth settling. Alright, we got another warrior to defend ourselves, and our production's gone up dramatically, now that we're size 4. And then we might need to consider building a... You know what, let's try to get Stonehenge. I don't know if we can land it, but it would certainly help us a lot if we could. And see, the Greek scouts have, like, little Hermes headwear. I think it's kind of cool, anyway. And if you're like, oh, hey, the Incans look different. No, that's our unique unit. It's the Quecha. And they get that, yeah, okay. This is not bad, but this is not good. This is not good either. No horses, interestingly enough. It's fine, we don't really rely on horses. Oh, hey, it's the Ottomans. I believe Mehmet is not the most bloodthirsty of people here, but that's a good thing if you ask me. He doesn't like me though, and it doesn't seem that anybody does. I promise to you that you will go all the... I see. Alright. Thanks, I guess. Working this now, more food. And that's basically what I'm doing right now. Is no longer worst enemy of Charles de Gaulle. Did he find someone he hated more? I don't know. I guess that must be the case. Yeah, see, the Turkish warriors are all kind of swarthy. I think it's a nice touch. Hop down here, see what we got. Sure wasn't so much desert.
Not at all similar are the race of the immortal
So now,
God
Priest is a really cheap
and the
tech,
race of
and
men
it
who
allows
walk upon
us
the
to
earth.
build the Oracle. So I think I'll pop in there real quick. Because the Oracle is really, really good if you can pull it off. And it speeds up writing as well, which writing is also kind of nice to have. Monarchy, Hood of Laws, all good stuff. So let's try to see if we can get just early priesthood. And a farm on here looks like it'd be excellent. And so Stonehenge is coming out 20 turns now. Not spectacular. We should probably actually get mining. We need bronze working to actually cut anything down. So it's probably a lost cause for now. Still haven't found anyone but Shaka's borders, which I find interesting. I think we can take this lion on. I'm not sure about it, but it should be fine. Yep. No problems. We are good. Ugh. Well, at least the furs are good if I need to trade those for something later on. I probably won't settle up there, but hey, it might be nice to get in our borders or something like that. Oh, okay, we're number 1 in score right now. That's good to hear. Let's keep in the forest just in case we get attacked. And as you might see, our warrior here already has combat strength 1, just because we're aggressive. At the same time, a lot of our opponents are aggressive too. Good news, none of them are protective, which means none of them will be like a bitch to kill. But at the same time, we gotta be careful. So our warrior, let's give him just give him combat too, and heal up. It's only 1 turn to heal. Promotions also heal you a little bit in this game. You can't do in Civ 5 like what you can do where you get like a heal promotion, but that's sort of in exchange for the heal that automatically comes with promotions.
The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord lift up his countenance upon you.
So
and
now I
give
think
you
we should
peace.
probably divert off into mining just to boost our production up, which is not spectacular. Oh, and also we have a mine here that we could theoretically mine on without having to get bronze working first because it doesn't have any forest. Some corn over here. Okay, so we're looking at France at this point. And do we actually have anyone guarding our city? No, we should probably detour somebody back to do that. Yeah, I think I've seen enough. Yeah, barbarians are going to start showing up, and I don't want my city to be undefended because unlike in Civ 5, cities in Civ 4, they don't defend themselves. I mean, don't want to be sitting with Stonehenge and nothing to defend it. Shaka's got slavery, which means he's already got bronze working. Gotta be careful about that. Don't want him to rush us. So you can see this little hut here on the hill. That means we're working the hill. It's sort of a nice little visual cue just to tell us what's going on. So, Shaka founded a new city, which is a concern of mine, although it doesn't look to be in our direction. So, that's probably a good thing. We don't want our borders pushed in on too much, although we kind of have some space for it. Oh, hey. It's the Mongols! Yeah, no, totally. We needed another aggressive leader in the game. Whatever. Okay. Five turns away from Stonehenge. I don't know if we're gonna get it, but it would certainly be nice if we could.
The man
Mining
who moves the
is
mountain
done.
begins
We should
by
probably get
carrying
bronze for
away
me, to be
small
honest,
stones.
because we're gonna wind up where that copper is. Alright, already got strength 3. Looking good. Kinuka Peck has founded a new city. Looks like it's south of us, which is, you know, fine, whatever, I don't really care. Alright. So the stone is sort of lower priority now because, we're already going to either build Stonehenge or we're not. It's not going to be able to speed up the production of it anymore, really. So we're sitting at 3rd place, which doesn't really matter enough, sorry, not enough. Doesn't really matter a whole lot early game. But it is good to know. Is Stonehenge built in a faraway land? No. Okay, so we probably got it. 90%. Sounds good. Let's crush them. Okay, so that puts the world in perspective. Because, again, Stonehenge is an astrological thing. And they give you really nice movies that I like. I enjoy these. But, yeah, one of the things is it centers the world map. Sort of not a huge deal, but it does kind of tell you where you are in the grand scheme of things. As the Celts, of course, it would seem to be rather fitting that we got Stonehenge, wouldn't it? 8 culture, which is huge for just pushing out those borders. Plus great profit points, which means we're going to get a profit in at least 74 turns. And a monument in every city, which just means 1 happiness per city. It goes obviously to astronomy, but that's fine because at that point we'll already have a monument everywhere. Okay, so now the question is, what do we do? Well, I'm thinking a settler. Well, a warrior first, but then a settler. Just because we want to expand our borders. As we see, the nice thing is the city graphics also update for it. So if we take a look at the city, right, here's Stonehenge, here's our monument. And if we look at Dublin, it's expanding in 2 turns, because that's how much we boosted its, and it's also got, its happiness gap is raised up to 7 now, because we have that monument. If it gets past 7, it goes into what's called unhappiness, which just essentially takes one of its citizens off the tile. Not a huge deal, but it is kind of something you want to avoid. Yeah, you just heal. I don't want these wolves killing me. Alright, so our borders blew up a bit, which is excellent, which means we have access to, like, incense or whatever if we need it. Silver, which is, you know, definitely what we want, even if we're not going to immediately get the gold for it. Alright, warrior, then settler. So we can even connect this for just more happiness, which means more room to grow. And now that our borders have expanded, I will put a little marker here showing us where our actual zone of where we can work tiles for the city is. Alright, you are going to be the escort for the settler we build. You healed yet? I guess not, because he took damage from the wolves. Maybe I should have settled north, because I don't think there's any way for me to make use of this silver otherwise. Yeah, it's not going to happen. I should have settled north, but it's fine. It's not going to matter that much. Kublai Khan has founded a new city, which is fine. He lives so far away from me, I don't really care. Okay, so Alexander converted to Buddhism, which means that somebody else has already founded it, and we haven't met that person. We're Pangea, so it's not going to be long before we do, but it happened. And I probably should have rigged my tiles around to get more commerce. Still, bronze working first.
It is entirely
bronze working enables slavery, which, despite its moral importance in life, is actually really good. Especially if you guys much as we do. So we really want to get that pretty early on. And the wheel is what we're going to need if we want to connect up to silver. So let's go ahead and do that. Get another farm up here just so we can have more food for more population, for more slavery whips. I'll explain the mechanics of slavery, I believe, next game. I'm going to stop this episode after we build the settler so I can sort of take a look at... Okay, so we get settler... We get early settler. But, I mean, I don't really feel like saving one production. Wow. We've already got a slave revolt. That's impressively bad. So... But all it really means is we're just going to lose one population, we're going to get one turn of disorder, and we're going to lose 10 gold. Which sucks, but it could have been a lot worse. Okay. So now the question is, where do we go from here? And I don't know for sure, but I think that a barracks is a solid option. No, the Oracle's a solid option. Oh my god, you've got to be kidding me. Another one? This is... I've never seen this happen before. Well, anyway. So, here we're going to sort of start planning where we want to settle our cities. We want to make sure that there's not too much overlap to where the tiles would sort of interfere with each other. Aha. And now we know there's copper here. There's copper here and here. So this area is definitely a priority. Now we want to try to push in on Shaka. So maybe this is floodplains. This is all good land. This is bad land. But what we could do is settle something like this. Should be solid. We wouldn't get the cows and the stone, but whatever. We'll have to take our losses there. Something like, no, this is too cold. This city could potentially take advantage of incense and wheat, but it would have to conflict with Dublin. There's a good city to be said for just maximizing these three, just right here. So what would fit best with that city? Probably this. Okay, so we're talking these three, maybe one here, and I don't want to move too far south, to be honest, but this is good, and then something really crazy like, well, do I already have copper? Yes. If I settle this city, which I probably do. In fact, I think this might be the first city I settle, is just this one. And then later I can do something really weird like this. I don't know. Not all those cities are going to get settled, because Shaka's going to expand and Degal's going to expand, but it's good to sort of lay out some borders, sort of set up where we want to think we're going. Anyway, I just lost 2 turns of production and 2 population for like literally nothing, and 20 gold at it. I don't know what that was all about. I've got entire games where I've never gotten a single slave revolt, but this time I got 2 in a row. Pretty impressive, to be honest. Anyway, I'm going to save this up. I'm going to see you guys later. I hope you have fun. Keep watching. I'll see you. Goodbye.